Hi, this is for Essential and DIY founders NakeDelta. Um, it's just showing you that we've fitted the daily liquidity indicator on, just so you can see how liquidity, in this case here, this is illiquidity, so we're buying the underlying, and we can see it happening here. We've got high DPI in this period, even though we've got relatively flat flat price discovery. Again, you can see here we've had a great big period of hedging, and then as we've come off the hedging, we've seen price drop, but we've had continued buying in there. So even though we've got to a high point, it's followed through and it's tightened up quickly. The very interesting one of these is this little action here, seeing these DPIs, then watching them play out in the tightening liquidity as it goes up. They are a result, and even though you might think that that looks high, if we go and look at how high traditionally liquidity was, we're still over here, we're in a tight position. But this is what we can see. This was the August bump of the 2021 to September, October was when the gamma bottomed out, somewhere here, but to the bottom, which was really December 22, before we've got back into the bull market. And this was affected, this was the rates, when the rates really started to rocket and inflation started to get out of control, and the Fed said that they were going to start raising rates. They said that in October, November, and then as it came through, the market decided it had to go the other way. The very interesting, there is a split in here. I'm sorry, our pricing doesn't hide the split like TradingView might. But is this wonderful, when the bottom was reached, was this wonderful rise in DPI through this period. And DPI, a little bit like liquidity, can start in a low place, and even though this DPI is in the 50 zone, it's quite accumulative. We've got downward price, and it's already accumulating, and then we've got an even bigger accumulation here before we've really seen any price move. And that can be seen here in this very tight liquidity, and much tighter than, having 65 in something like Tesla, when the price increase was 15 or 20% over that period. Sorry, it was a little bit more than that. It was from 113 bottom to a 196 top, so it was almost a doubling. I'll just shut up quickly. But anyway, you can see this huge DPI and this very, very tightening, very, very tight market. And then it's just slowly bounced its way out with the price, with the rest of the market. Obviously, it's a stock in an index, so it does get pulled around by the market, but you can see then it's had some fill-ups here, and then we get some bouncing around, and as we see these bounces, we see their effects too in the DPI. I think that's very, very interesting to see. All right, so that is on all of the stocks. It's got the daily on it at the moment. Quick explainer here: we don't have the moving average on it, but we've kept the colouring of the moving average on it. That's the way I like it set up. I think it's visually a good way to look at it. It does iron out more of the change between the two scenarios of tight liquidity and loose liquidity, but I think it's much more important to see the direction of the lines in those times, because you can just tell, if you've had a very large price increase, you will get reflexivity at the top of it, which is it'll loosen very quickly, and then it'll tighten, and then it'll loosen, and as this loosening has kept on going, we then get the reflexivity of the price going down. So it's like it's a mean reversion overshoot, and then we don't need a great deal of buying in these little dips to get a mean reversion happening the other way, and all of a sudden you're again, like, you're overbought, you're in the loose liquidity again before it dipping again, and then when you get to this bottom here, then it's overshot again. And look, these things are why stocks see slightly different tops and bottoms, because of these mean reversions. Anyway, I'm going to do a super microcomputer on TradingView in just a moment. I hope you will watch that one too. I'll see you guys I'll see you later on in Discord. Cheers.